Coltrane and Catherine, The Pursuit of Transcendence. Tilli nisimgħu ftit mill-mużika ta' John Coltrane. Massimo, this is the music of John Coltrane.
Yes.
Which you will be amalgamating with readings from texts of St. Catherine of Siena.
Well, this, yes, is a production that Biancamaria and we have been working on this last 3 months. It's part of a series of works we are thinking to do, which are called Reading Mediterranean. Mm-hmm. We started last year. And the idea is to create projects working with texts of authors from the Mediterranean area, and music and multimedia performance, video and so on, graphic arts.
But what made you choose the music of John Coltrane together with the texts of Santa Caterina di Siena?
Well, yes, I mean, the original proposal came from Siena, and they asked us to do a performance. Having seen our work from last year, they asked us to do a performance, and possibly about, logically, Saint Catherine. This in the beginning was a big surprise for us, but then Biancamaria started working on the texts. Mm-hmm.
Have you ever worked with saints before?
Well, no, I don't think. No, we never worked with saints before. That's true, and so it became more and more an incredible process actually to do, because Saint Catherine was really a very unique figure, especially considering that it's a woman living in 1300s, a period in which a woman didn't have any rights, but just taking care of the family and that's it, and giving birth.
So probably you got to know more about the life, the kind of life she lived as well.
Yes, definitely. In the moment we start researching on the figure of Saint Catherine, we realized that it was a much wider figure than what we know from normal knowledge. And she was, for example, she was a lay woman. She was not.
She was not a nun.
She was not a nun.
No.
And
but she
was
always is portrayed with a nun's habit, isn't she?
That was the dress that usually the lay woman at that time they used to wear.
Oh, yeah, I see. That was the costume she used to wear.
Because I researched a lot and I studied a lot about her. And so this is exactly the dress.
I see.
That kind of
habit, sort of costume.
Exactly. She was incredible because she could interfere with popes, with kings, and with normal people, ordinary people. So she was in all kind of level of society. She was, with her message, she was so strong, so direct, without really any fear to say what she wants to say. This is the straight that she has.
How did you manage to bring out a text? Because you are the one who worked the text. And I know you researched for many months about Santa Caterina and the letters she wrote.
She wrote
but
400
letters. How did you manage to get a text which you will be reading during this performance?
Exactly. So the point was that I didn't want to do the figure of Santa Caterina, but I want just to work on her messages. And I had to find a connection between Santa Caterina and Coltrane. Mm-hmm. So both of them, they are two figures that they devote her life of spirituality. Mm-hmm. So at that point, I had this idea to take the title of Coltrane Suites and just to went through the 400 letters that she wrote, and so I rewrote 5 I call song poems because I always want to work obviously with the rhythm.
You'll be reading them or singing them?
No, I'm interpreting, okay. So I'm acting, interpreting,
yes.
So with the rhythm, with the music, because what I'm doing is many years that I'm working and I'm interested to use the words, and so my voice just interacting with the music.
With the music.
So it's a kind of interpretation, it's rhythmical interpretation. This is what
very interesting.
Yes, it's a suite in 5 parts.
I believe it's joy, isn't it, fair?
The very first one is love,
المحبة,
compassion,
compassione,
joy,
الفرح,
consequences, which is also selflessness in this sense, selflessness, and
consequences.
serenity.
والسرينيتà.
Yes. This is, I mean, we chose John Coltrane because logically to match such a peak of spirituality as Santa Caterina, we needed something very, very strong and very spiritual, of course. And nobody more than John William Coltrane really dedicated this last part of his work, of his life, to a very, very deep spirituality. He had a very strong spiritual awakening, we can say, and from that moment on, he really decided to work to reach transcendence, to touch, we can say, people's hearts through music. And so his compositions and his work took, since the beginning of the 1960s, a completely different direction. And it's really an incredible music. It's so strong and powerful.
The idea is just to have a concert of different expression of arts that they go together. This is the way that we work. So for me, for us, it's impossible just to think when we are working on this kind of operation just to have voice, music, or, everybody is a protagonist of this concert. So each kind of different art join this artistical idea.
Massimo, the music is live, of course. Can you tell us something more about the musicians?
Yes, we have invited Maltese and international artists. We have invited a very wonderful bass player from Italy, Flavio Piantoni. From Denmark, we have Thomas Agard, who's a fantastic, one of the best saxophone players in Europe right now. And from Malta, we asked a young pianist, incredibly talented, Andrea Bugeja, who's mainly known for his work with classic music, but at the same time he's very, very strong instrumentalist and artist interpreting contemporary work. So definitely this is going to be a very beautiful surprise, I can assure you.
I'm sure. The way you're describing it, with all the people, all these artists taking part, I'm sure it will be great. I'm sure it was a great challenge to you as well, Massimo.
Well, definitely yes. I mean, to perform, already just to tackle the message of Santa Caterina and the text that Biancamaria has brought out is a very big challenge. At the same time, Coltrane is an incredible innovator, and this work is from 1965. It's extremely powerful music, and he talks about in the liner notes of his recording, he talks about that he really wants to bring joy and spiritual release to people through his music. And his music, he has this kind of cathartic transcendence in it. So it's not just the virtuosity, the difficulty of the pieces and the improvisational parts, which are also very challenging, but it's also the fact of expressing such a thing. I think in many ways it's exactly like going to perform Beethoven's Ninth Symphony or other great works, Messiaen, Turangalila. This is really an incredible challenge, musically, artistically, spiritual. So we are very excited and very humbled to be doing this.
I thank you for being here.
Thank you.
I'm sure you'll have a great production. I hope you will have great audience and you will be able to communicate your message and your music to the audiences present.
Thank you very much.
Love, amore. Amore, amore, amore. Love. Correte, correte, correte per le vie dell'amore. L'anima non può vivere senza amore. ama o la via che dà la vita o le cose terrene del mondo. E l'anima sempre, sempre, sempre si unisce in quella cosa che ama ed in essa si trasforma, perché l'anima sempre, sempre piglia di quello che è nella cosa che ama. Ma se l'animo nostro non è spogliato di ogni amore proprio e del piacere di sé, non può mai, mai, mai pervenire a questo vero amore. Mai, 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 mai. L'uno è contrario all'altro. Questo ti dà morte, quello vita, questo tenebre, quello luce, questo guerra, 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 e quello pace, pace, pace.